Welcome to part 10 of the Escapists map editor tutorial. In this part, we're going to be doing some of the extra stuff that you don't really have to do for your prison, but if you want to fully flesh it out your prison, this is what you've got as extra. So there's two things. The first thing is the custom dialogue file, where you can put in your own speech for prisoners and guards for various times and occasions. The other one we'll be doing is the custom tile set, which is a little bit more work and takes some more skill, but which I don't really have. But I'm going to do something minor just so you can see. But if you have skill with a paint program or a graphics program that you like a lot, it'll probably be pretty easy for you. But for this, what we have to first do is step one is to find the folder that the speech files are in. These are the speech files right here in the different languages, and they're all DAT files. So for most computers, it's going to be on your computer, local disk, C drive in my case, program files, Steam, Steam apps, common, the Escapists, data. So if you put your Steam folder somewhere else, that's where you're going to want to look. But most of us probably put it in program files, and then the path from there is just Steam, Steam apps, common, the Escapists, and data. Okay, and then once you're in data, you're going to come down here, you're going to pick out your language. Mine's English, but if yours is French, you pick the FRE, German GER, Italian ITA, Polish POL, Russian RUS, and Spanish SPA. So then what you do is make a copy, paste it, and there you go, speech English copy, and rename it to speech custom, or really whatever you want. But they recommend speech custom, so that's what I've done. But I could have called it, say, like Speech Ifrian, the name of the prison, because that's the one that I want to use. But once you have that, you can open it with your favorite program. In my case, it is Notepad. You can use Notepad++, WordPad. If you're a hacker, I suppose you can use Emacs. Whatever your pleasure, whatever your fun. And when you get in, it's going to look like this. And it's going to say, warning, do not edit this original file or the game will not work. For making custom speech files, copy this and rename it to something else. That's exactly what we just finished up doing. The first thing you're going to see is all these categories, and you may not know what they mean, so we're going to go through those. The first one, on desk, is what the guards will say to you when you're standing on the desk. Okay? And then drop it is what the guards will say to you if you are holding something in the air you shouldn't be, a prisoner, a desk. Sheets are what the guards will say when they take down your sheets. Rep 1 is what the prisoners will say to you when they do not like you. See escape call. That is what will happen when what will be said when a prisoner sees you that doesn't like you, doing something illegal. Guard talk is what the guards will say when they're just walking around or when you click on them. See escape ignore is what the prisoners will say when they see you doing something illegal, but they like you. Attacked is what the prisoners will say when they are attacked. So when you attack them, when another prisoner attacks another prisoner. Rep 2 is what prisoners will say when they like you, generally. And Rep 3 is what prisoners will say when they like you a lot. Canteen is what people say when they are in the meal period, although it's not what they say if you click on them. That actually will fall under banter, which you'll see down further. Canteen is just what they'll say on their own. Gym is what people will say in the gym. Same thing. If you click on them, it'll be banter talk. But if you are just in the gym and they're just saying things, it'll be gym talk. Shower, same thing. Without clicking on them, it's just what they'll say in the shower. Banter, of course, is all the stuff that they're going to say when you click on them. There's over 200 banter lines. It's quite the long category. After that, we have gift 0, 1, 2, and 3. Gift 0 is what they say when you give them something, a prisoner something, and they don't like what you've given them. Gift 1 is when they like it a little. Gift 2 is when they like it. And gift 3 is when they like it a lot. Lockdown is what the other prisoners are going to say when there's a lockdown occurring. Med staff and job staff are just what the medical staff and job staff say. Warden, likewise, is what the warden says as he walks around the prison. Roll call commence MinSec roll call banter minsec, and shakedown minsec are all for minimum security prisons like Center Perks, and they say different things to you. They're just nicer to you when they do roll call. I haven't modified any of this for my prison because my prison is a camp style. It's not an easy style, not a minsec. And so I've actually just done the regular shakedown, roll call commence, and roll call banter, which applies to every prison that's not minimum security. Roll call commence is what the guards say when they first get there at roll call, and then they do the shakedown lead-in before they say the two names. That's the shakedowns, and then roll call banter is what the guards say as they're just standing around. And I believe if you click on them, because it's banter. Banter is always the clicky one. Then we have visitor greeting. There's three parts of the visitor section: visitor greeting, visitor banter, and visitor leave. Visitor greeting is what they start with. Visitor banter is the next thing they say, and then finally they wrap it up with visitor leave. Guards heat, it's what the guards say when they see you running around and you've got above 90 or higher heat. Guards move, that's when you're not in the right place, you're not at gym, shower, or canteen, and you're supposed to be. They will yell at you. Same thing for guards move work. They will yell at you if you're not in your workplace and you're supposed to be. Guards naked is what the guards will say to you if you have no clothes. Guard cell is what the guards will say to you if you are in a cell that's not your own. Guards halt is what the guards will say to you if they see you doing something illegal or punching someone or something like that. Outfit guard is what the guards will say to you if you're wearing a guard outfit. Outfit inmate is what the inmates will say to you if you're wearing a guard outfit. They'll think that you're a guard. Chair push is what people will sometimes say when you knock them out of a chair, but I can't do it reliably, so I'm not sure exactly what that's for. Follow is when you recruit someone, and dismiss is when you let them go. And attack is when the guards decide to yell to attack you for whatever reason. Let's say you started punching someone in the face. And then after that, you have the DLC if you want to change the DLC maps, but I did not want to do that, so I'm not messing with it. But if you want to change the dialogue on DLC, that's where it is. Okay, so that's pretty much all you need to know about that. The next thing that you need to know is how to input the lines of dialogue. So let's say first of all you don't want that. You don't want that in there. You're going to delete it, and you say, "Get down now, boy." And then you can save it, and you'll have "Get down now, boy" right where you want it, and that'll be a new line of dialogue. You could change all three of them so they're all custom. But if you don't want to do that, let's say you want to add more, you like the three that are there, then you go down, you add 4 equals, or whatever the next number is, 5 equals, 6 equals, 7 equals, all the way down to whatever number you want. Just make sure, get down now, boy. And then make sure you change the count to reflect how many the total is. 4 if there's 4, 50 if there's 50, whatever you're doing. 260 if there's 260, okay? I'm going to turn it back and just return it to what I had it as. But that's how you can add lines of dialogue to the file. You can either replace the ones that are there if you don't like them and wipe them out and do a completely custom dialogue file, or you can keep some of the originals and just add on. It's your choice, but no matter what, make sure the count matches the number that are there, or else it will not say the ones that are beyond it. Okay? Just as a little tip. There's also a couple of other small points and things that you can do. Let's come down to, right here. Here's one of the things you can do is $name will pull up the player name that you entered when you started playing the prison. Just be careful because it doesn't work. It works with a comma after it or an exclamation point, but not a question mark and not a period. Don't ask me why. Also, for some of them, it just doesn't work. For some of the categories, it just doesn't work. I tried using one on the on desk, and it's just, no matter what, it appears in-game as $name. So let's go down here to banter. There's another one. You're going to have to do some checking on it because some of the things work and some of them don't. But if we go down to banter, you can see there's 2 more actually. Right here we have guard. $guard will pull up a random guard name. And then we also have $inmate, which should pull up a random inmate name. But again, it doesn't always work, so you've got to be careful where you put it. Okay? It should work under banter every time because that's where these were originally found, but some categories will just not allow it to happen. And I think that's all I've got to say about the dialog file itself. The last thing would be is if you decide to put in swear words, there is a swear filter in the game, so it'll probably censor it, which is fine to me since I'm not planning on putting anything in there like that. Okay, and that's pretty much everything you need to know. I have noticed some small bugs and errors, like things like words getting cut off or capital I's being minimized to lowercase i's, but I can't seem to figure out what the rhyme or reason is to that. Okay, so let's do the next part. The next part is getting into the game and putting your dialog file in. So if we do that now, we launch the game. You want to go to settings, and it'll look like this at first. It'll say default there, and you want to go and check. Nope. Yep. The name. It says speech underscore custom, and you want to put that in right here. Speech underscore custom. Now, don't put the .dat and don't spell the name wrong, or else it will give you an error message and log you out of the game. Okay, so just exactly as it is, it'll add the DAT, and you're done. You're all set and ready to go. Just pick your prison. Jump in, and we should see some custom dialogue. Yep. He doesn't care. Oh, nobody cares. Let's get some custom dialogue here. Everybody seems to like me. Somebody's got to not like me. There we go. Nyeh. 2 sugars in mine. Get a move on, Roarke. Mad props, yo. That's one I added in, I think. I think there's a zipline escape out of this prison. That's one I added. I got your back. I'm a busy guy, so hurry it up. Put you in the infirmary. If I like you, won't interfere in your fights. That's another one I put in there. A little helpful. I don't want to hear it. Speak, you listen. Keep your head in a swivel. I'm not your friend. How you living? You're the man. Ain't got no time to chat. You do me, you do you, I'll do me. That's one I put in. Let's just see if they can say anything. There's a fly in my mashed potatoes. Okay, that's the normal, like, canteen. Sure, this food is food. The chef should be fired. Those are pretty classic lines. Code red. That's a classic line. Tastes like dirty dirt. Classic line. Yo, I'm still hungry. Somebody get me some water, quick. Yep, that's one I put in because it's a desert. It's a janitor job, but I don't really care. This won't hurt a bit, I promise. That's one I put in. Let's go check out our visitors. See if we can't get some good stuff going on here. Hello. What's up, baby? Roarke, I respect you too much to not tell you. Tell me what, baby? Now this is the banter. I've emptied out our account, and this should be the closing line. Because I forgot to pay the tax man. Okay. Let's sit down again and see if we can't get another person. Don't turn away, baby. All right. Roarke, I have important news. What's your important? Coolboy12344 is still watching Pokemon TCG. Wow, that's a lot to say. Because I was mugged. See how it takes that little I right there and turns it to a lowercase? I don't know why it does that. It puts the because on that. On top of that, I've been living the dream. So I guess they say a couple lines. I'll tell the boys not to worry. And that's the closer. So some of them say a couple things from the banter, and they link it with like because and other things, which don't make a whole lot of sense to me, but all right, everything seems to be working all right. Cool. And that's all you need to know for custom dialog files, basically where to find the file, how to change and add the stuff to the file, and then how to pick the custom dialog file once you're in game. Any questions, feel free to post them in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you on the next video about custom tile sets.